Ever had a brilliant idea, a life-changing goal, something so exciting you just had to tell someone? You share your dream, feeling that rush of excitement, expecting encouragement, but instead you get skepticism, or worse, silence. Suddenly, your once bright idea feels a little less shiny. What if I told you that the best way to make your dreams happen is to keep them to yourself? It sounds counterintuitive, right? But today, we're diving deep into the powerful, scientifically backed reasons why you should stop telling people your plans. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll understand why silence truly is golden when it comes to achieving your biggest ambitions. Let's start with the science. Psychologists have a term for this: social reality. When you announce your goal to others, your brain gets a premature sense of completion. It's a little trick it plays on itself. You get the social recognition, the praise, the wow, that's amazing, from your friends. And that feels good. In fact, it feels so good that your brain releases a little bit of dopamine, the same chemical you get when you actually achieve something. The problem is, you haven't done anything yet. This feeling of satisfaction can drain your motivation. You've already gotten the reward, so the drive to do the hard work, the late nights, the early mornings, the difficult tasks diminishes. Your brain thinks, job's done, even when the journey hasn't even begun. It's a psychological trap, and it's incredibly common. Think about it. That New Year's resolution you proudly announced on January 1st. How long did it last? Announcing your plan to run a marathon feels great in the moment, but it doesn't get you through that rainy Tuesday morning run when you'd rather stay in bed. The real work is done in silence. When no one is watching, when the only person you have to impress is the one staring back at you in the mirror. Now, let's talk about the energy of others. Not everyone is going to be your biggest cheerleader. When you share a bold vision, you're inviting other people's opinions, fears, and limitations into your world. They might not be malicious. Often, they're just projecting their own insecurities onto you. They'll say things like, "Are you sure that's a good idea?" Or "That sounds really hard?" Or "What if you fail?" They see your big dream through the lens of their own small fears. This negativity, even when it's well-intentioned, can be a heavy burden. It plants seeds of doubt. It makes you question yourself. Your brilliant, world-changing idea starts to feel risky and foolish. You begin to shrink your dream to fit their comfort zone, and before you know it, the fire that once burned so brightly is just a faint flicker. Protecting your goals from this external energy isn't selfish. It's essential for survival. Your dream is a fragile seedling. It needs to be nurtured in a controlled environment, away from the harsh winds of other people's opinions, until it's strong enough to withstand the storm. Then, there's the pressure. Once you've announced your plans to the world, you're suddenly on a public stage. Everyone is watching. Everyone is waiting. This creates an immense pressure to perform. And here's the thing about pressure. It can either create diamonds, or it can crush you. For many, this external pressure leads to anxiety, not motivation. You start making decisions based on what you think others expect of you, rather than what's truly best for your goal. You might rush things, cut corners, or lose the joy in the process because you're so focused on the finish line and the judgment of the crowd. True success is built on intrinsic motivation, the drive that comes from within. It's about falling in love with the process, not just the outcome. When you work in silence, you're free. You can pivot, you can make mistakes, you can learn and grow at your own pace without the fear of public failure. You're accountable only to yourself, and that is the most powerful form of accountability there is. So what's the alternative? How do you stay motivated without telling everyone? You move in silence. You let your actions speak for you. Instead of talking about the book you're going to write, write the first chapter. Instead of announcing you're starting a business, register the company name and build the website. Instead of declaring you're getting in shape, just go to the gym. Every single day, action is the loudest statement you can make. It builds momentum. Each small step you take, in private, builds your confidence and reinforces your commitment. It creates a private feedback loop of success. You see yourself making progress, and that tangible evidence is 1,000 times more motivating than any empty praise from a friend. Imagine this. You work quietly, diligently, passionately on your project. No one knows the details. They might see you're busy, that you're focused, but they don't know what you're building. Then, one day, you launch. You succeed. You achieve the goal. The surprise, the awe, the genuine respect you'll receive at that moment is indescribable. You didn't just talk about it. You did it. You let your results make the noise. This is the ultimate power move. It commands respect not because of your words, but because of your work. Success that appears suddenly, out of nowhere, is always more impressive. It creates an aura of mystique and competence. People will wonder, how did they do that? The answer is simple. You were too busy working to be talking. This doesn't mean you have to become a complete hermit. There is a place for sharing, but it needs to be strategic. Don't share your goals. Share your results. And when you do need to talk, choose your circle wisely. Confide in a trusted mentor, a partner who is genuinely invested in your success, or a small mastermind group where everyone is committed to building, not just talking. These are people who won't just offer empty praise, but will provide constructive feedback, hold you accountable, and lift you up when you stumble. Share with people who understand the journey, not just the destination. A small, supportive circle is a strategic asset. A large, indiscriminate audience is a liability. So, the next time you feel that urge to announce your big plan, take a deep breath. Pause. Write it down in your private journal. Feel the excitement for yourself. Channel that energy not into words, but into the very first step of action. Protect your dream. Nurture it in the quiet. Let it grow strong in the dark, away from prying eyes and doubtful voices. Work with quiet intensity and unwavering focus. Let your ambition be a private fire that fuels you every single day. And when the time is right, don't tell them what you did. Show them. Let your success be the only announcement you ever need to make. Ever notice how some people can't wait to tell you about their latest stock pick that has gone to the moon? Or that crypto they got into right before it exploded? It's everywhere. On social media, at family gatherings, even among friends. Everyone seems to be an investment genius, flashing their wins like a badge of honor. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever stopped to think about the real cost of sharing your financial wins? Today, we're going to talk about a piece of advice that might sound counterintuitive but could be one of the smartest financial moves you ever make. Keeping your investments to yourself. It's not about being secretive, it's about being strategic. Let's be real. Seeing those stock charts and crypto graphs light up in green is exciting, it's a thrill, and it's completely natural to want to share that excitement. You've done your research, you took a risk, and it paid off. You want that validation, that pat on the back? But here's the first problem. Sharing your successes often paints a target on your back. It can stir up feelings of jealousy and envy in people you'd never expect. Friends might start seeing you not as a friend, but as a walking ATM. Suddenly, you're the first person they call when they need a loan, or they might make comments about how you can afford to pick up the check every time. This can create a really awkward dynamic and strain even the strongest relationships. What was once a friendship built on mutual respect can slowly turn into one based on financial imbalance and resentment. Then there's the pressure. Once you're known as the investment guru among your circle, everyone starts coming to you for advice. They'll ask, what should I buy? Is this a good time to get into real estate? Should I sell my crypto? And if you give them a tip and it works out, you're a hero. But what happens if it doesn't? What if the stock you recommended tanks the next day? Suddenly, you're the one to blame. They might not say it to your face, but that trust is broken. You're carrying the weight of their financial decisions, a burden you never asked for. This can lead to immense stress and could even ruin relationships permanently. You become responsible for their money, and that's a responsibility no one should have to bear for their friends and family. Now, let's flip the coin and talk about the other side, your losses. No one bats 1,000 in the investment world. Losses are a part of the game. They are learning experiences. But if you've been loudly celebrating your wins, sharing your losses can feel incredibly humbling, even embarrassing. People might start to doubt your judgment. You might hear whispers like, see, I knew he wasn't that smart, or he just got lucky before. This can seriously damage your credibility and your own self-confidence. Instead of being able to process your loss privately and learn from it, you're forced to manage public perception and deal with the I told you so crowd. This external judgment makes a difficult situation 10 times harder. Keeping your financial journey private gives you an incredible advantage. The freedom to think clearly. Investing requires a calm, rational mind. When you're not worried about what others will think, you can make decisions based on your own research, your own goals, and your own risk tolerance. You're not influenced by your cousin's fear of the market crashing or your friend's hype about the next big thing. You're in control, playing a game of chess, not checkers. You can see the board, anticipate moves, and strategize without the noise of outside opinions clouding your judgment. This mental clarity is priceless. It allows you to stick to your long-term plan, even when the market is volatile, and to avoid making emotional decisions driven by peer pressure. This approach isn't about hiding or being ashamed of your success. It's about protecting it. Think of your financial plan as a blueprint for your future. It's personal. It's unique to you. By keeping it quiet, you protect yourself from unwanted pressure, you preserve your relationships, and you maintain your own peace of mind. You allow your successes to be truly your own, and your failures to be private lessons. It's a form of financial self-care. It's about understanding that money is a tool, and like any powerful tool, it needs to be handled with care and discretion. There's a subtle power in moving in silence. When no one knows your next move, they can't distract you or get in your way. You're free to build your wealth quietly, piece by piece, without external validation. The real prize isn't the applause from others. It's the financial freedom you're building for yourself and your loved ones. It's the ability to reach your goals on your own terms. It's the security of knowing you have a solid foundation, built not for show, but for life. The satisfaction comes from achieving your goals, not from announcing them. And let's not forget the security aspect. In this digital age, openly discussing large sums of money or specific valuable assets can make you a target for scams or even theft. People with malicious intent are always listening. Protecting your financial information is just as important as protecting your passwords or your home. Discretion is your first line of defense against those who might want to take advantage of your success. Why invite that kind of risk into your life? The less you share about the specifics of your wealth, the safer you and your family will be. So what's the alternative? How can you share your passion for finance without oversharing? Instead of talking about your specific stocks or how much money you've made, talk about concepts. Share knowledge, not numbers. Talk about the importance of diversification, the power of compound interest, or the philosophy behind long-term investing. Recommend books, podcasts, or resources that have helped you. This way, you're empowering others with knowledge, teaching them how to fish instead of just giving them a fish. You become a source of wisdom, not a source of hot tips. This builds genuine respect and helps your friends and family become financially literate without putting you in a compromising position. Ultimately, your financial journey is a marathon, not a sprint. It's a personal path filled with ups and downs. The most successful people are often the ones who are the most discreet. They're not driven by the need for external approval. Their validation comes from within, from seeing their strategic plans come to fruition. They find joy not in the applause, but in the quiet confidence that comes from building a secure future. They understand that true wealth isn't about what you show. It's about what you have, and more importantly, what you can protect. So, the next time you feel the urge to broadcast a big win, take a moment, pause, ask yourself why you feel the need to share it. Is it for validation, for ego, or is it a genuine desire to help? If it's the latter, find a way to share the lesson, not the lottery ticket. Protect your peace, protect your relationships, and protect your portfolio. Let your success be a quiet force that empowers you, not a loud noise that invites chaos. Move in silence, and let your success make all the noise you need. Thank you so much for watching. If this perspective resonated with you, let me know in the comments below. And for more content on building wealth with wisdom and strategy, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next video.